Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is a B1 level lesson. We're continuing with part 2 of travel adventures, and today we're going to be talking about the past continuous verb tense. So sometimes things can go wrong on vacation. We would call that a misadventure. So have you ever had a little misadventure on vacation? Some examples would be, did you forget to pack something? Did you get on the wrong bus or train? Did you get lost? So usually something small that happens that was unexpected. And what small things do you need to pack? And what special things do you always pack? So here's some examples. You probably always need to have your passport or some other form of identification. I've got a comb and brush, a watch, camera, compass, maybe if you're going to be hiking, sunglasses. This is a sleep mask that can help if you're trying to sleep in a hotel, maybe that's surrounded by bright lights in the city. Here are all what we call toiletries, mouthwash, toothpaste, shampoo, things like that. Toothbrushes, cotton swabs, phone charger, looks like jewelry and medication and glasses. So those are some of the small things that maybe most people would pack. So here's an introduction from an article in a travel magazine. Best travel tips. Many people take vacation by the beach. And what tips do you think the author will write about? Why run the risk of ruining an overseas vacation? Plan ahead and make sure you take some basic precautions. If your trip involves spending time in, on, or near water, the following tips make sense. All right, so we're going to read the first tip about traveling and then answer the questions. Sammy started to feel seasick while he was traveling on a boat to the Great Barrier Reef. Remember to take some tablets with you if you're sensitive to motion sickness. You usually need to take this type of medication in advance, but just make sure you don't wait too late. You should also get plenty of fresh air and avoid reading while you're traveling, because this can make you feel worse. So according to the author, what should you do? Bring the tablets, the motion sickness tablets, and take them in advance. And don't wait too late. And do you take any over-the-counter medication on vacation, like headache or allergy medication? That's a common type of medication that a lot of people take while they're traveling. All right, so we're going to look at the past continuous. So look at the past continuous tense in bold. We use the past continuous tense to talk about something that was happening at a particular point in the past. So here we have the present, and if we're thinking about some traveling that we were doing in the past, and at this particular point in the past, the person started to feel seasick. So Sammy started to feel seasick while he was traveling on a boat to the Great Barrier Reef. So we have the past tense of the verb to be, and then the ing form of the main verbs, which makes it continuous. So was traveling, that's past continuous. Here are some other examples. So if we're talking about arriving at a restaurant and eating, and playing, and the dog jumping on the table. So here's some more examples of an event in progress at a particular point in the past. When we arrived at the restaurant, David was eating a pizza. We were playing a game when the dog jumped on the table. All right, now we're going to read the author's second tip about traveling and answer the questions. Kumiko was spending her summer vacation on the beach in Turkey when she got badly sunburned. You should be careful when you know you're going to spend time in the sun. Remember to use sunscreen. You should put it on about half an hour before you go out, and don't forget to reapply it later in the day, especially after swimming or sweating a lot. It's also a good idea to stay out of the sun during the hottest part of the day. So according to the author, when should you apply sunscreen? Well, about a half an hour before you go out, and then reapply it after swimming or sweating a lot. When is the hottest part of the day? Probably depends on what part of the world you're in, but where I live here, it's usually between noon and 4 p.m. are the hottest parts of the day. And what can you do if you have a sunburn? Well, there are medications, creams that are kind of cooling, soothing, that can help to relieve the pain of a sunburn. All right, so we're going to look at the past continuous in both the positive and the negative. So I was walking, I wasn't walking, you were running, you weren't running, he, she, or it was flying, he, she, or it wasn't flying, we were talking, we weren't talking, you were listening, you weren't listening, they were eating, they weren't eating. All right, so now complete the sentences with a verb in the past continuous. You can pause the video and try that on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So Kate was swimming in the pool when her phone rang. I was sleeping when someone knocked on the door. A suitcase fell from the compartment when the plane was taking off. We were visiting Paris when we heard the bad news. Let's see, Jane and Mihun were eating outside the cafe when it started to rain. Mom visited me 2 times when I was living in Rome. All right, so we're going to look at some other ways to use the past continuous. We use it to describe an ongoing, longer action that is interrupted by another action. So I was sleeping when the thunder woke me up. So this is the longer action, went to bed some point in the past, sleeping, sleeping, sleeping. Then the thunder woke the person up, but both of these events were in the past. This is the past continuous, often appears with the past simple. So you can here we have the past continuous, and then woke me up is the past simple. We were walking on the beach when I stumbled on a rock. So we started walking at some point in the past, walking, walking, walking. The person then stumbles, and then we have now when they're telling about both of these events that happened in the past. So notice at how we join sentences with when. All right, so now make some sentences with the past continuous. In each sentence, an action in progress in the past is suddenly interrupted. So here's an example. We were waiting at the departure gate when they canceled the flight. So go ahead and try these on your own and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. All right, so I was waiting in line to buy tickets when they announced that the show was sold out. She was talking to her mom when she dropped her phone and broke it. I was looking for my passport when I remembered that it was in the safe at the hotel. He was sleeping by the pool when his children splashed him with cold water. All right, now we're going to read the author's final tip about traveling and then answer the questions. Mark was swimming in the hotel pool when he lost one of his contact lenses. To start with, you should remove your contact lenses before you go swimming. However, accidents can happen. So remember to take extra contacts and solution with you, or consider buying daily contact lenses instead, which are very convenient when you travel. So do you wear glasses or contact lenses? And have you ever broken or lost sunglasses? It's a pretty common occurrence usually. So we often use the past continuous to describe events and actions that were happening in the background. We use the past continuous to describe a scene at the start of the story. Our first day on vacation was amazing. The sun was shining. Josh and Alicia were building a sandcastle. Other children were playing limbo. Everyone was having fun, and I decided to go for a swim. So we have the past continuous, was shining, we're building, we're playing, was having, and then decided is simple past. Now here you might think this one could be, you might be thinking that is past continuous. The problem here though is that the word amazing is not a verb. So this is just simple past followed by an adjective, amazing. All right, so we're going to listen to Allison talking about her vacation, and I want you to think about how does each image relate to the story, and then can you guess what went wrong while Mark was parking the car?
A few years ago, I was on vacation in Hawaii with my boyfriend Mark. We were staying in Honolulu on the island of Oahu, and one day we decided to hire a car so that we could explore the rest of the island. In the UK, we drive on the left, not the right, so I was a bit nervous about hiring a car. At first, everything was fine. It was a beautiful day, and I started to relax. We stopped to get some breakfast, and Mark decided to park under a tree for some shade.
Okay, so the pictures here, the first picture shows, she said that they were visiting Hawaii on the island of Oahu. Um, they decided to rent a car so that they could explore the island. She was nervous because where they come from in the UK, they drive on the left, but in Hawaii, it's part of the US, she would drive on the right. And then she talks about getting breakfast. So see if you can think about, take a guess as to what went wrong while Mark was parking the car. All right, so we're going to try to complete the next part of Allison's story with the past continuous or the past simple. So you can pause the video and try that on your own, and then restart when you're ready to listen to hear the answers.
Unfortunately, while he was parking the car, he hit the tree. We both felt shaken, but fortunately, there wasn't any damage to the car. After some strong coffee, Mark drove back onto the highway. We were driving along enjoying the view when I suddenly realized we were on the wrong side of the road. I screamed at Mark and he swerved onto the other side of the road. After a shaky start, we spent the rest of the day visiting several beautiful beaches along the coast and having a wonderful time.
Okay, so was parking, past continuous, hit, simple past, drove, simple past, were driving, past continuous, realized, simple past, screamed, simple past, and spent, simple past. So now what else could go wrong? Look at the pictures and see if you can make some guesses about what else might have happened, and then we'll listen to the end of the story.
When we were getting in the car to return to Honolulu, we discovered that we had a parking ticket. Apparently, the parking lot was for hotel guests only. It wasn't the best way to finish the day, and we decided to stick to public transportation for the rest of the vacation.
All right, so this is the public transportation that they decided to take. This is the sign that tells them that the parking area was only for hotel guests, and this is the parking violation that they got for parking in the wrong space. All right, so you note how Allison uses the past continuous with the past simple. She starts with the past continuous to describe the situation. So we were staying in Honolulu on the island of Oahu, and one day we decided to hire a car so that we could explore the rest of the island. She also uses the past continuous to describe longer actions that stop suddenly because of another action. Unfortunately, while he was parking the car, he hit a tree. So the parking was stopped by the action of hitting the tree. We were driving along, enjoying the view, when I suddenly realized we were on the wrong side of the road. So her realization interrupted their driving. When we were getting in the car to return to Honolulu, we discovered that we had a parking ticket. So the discovery of the parking ticket interrupts their getting into the car. So Joe and Simone were hiking. Joe and Simone were going to meet their friends at the campsite, and what went wrong? So see if you can use the images and the text to help you figure out what went wrong. And now you can use what you learned today to talk about a time when you were traveling and something went wrong for you. Talk about where you were going, how you were traveling, what happened, what was the problem, did someone help you, what did you do to fix the problem, and what happened in the end. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.